got you under my skin. I've got you deep in the heart of me. So deep in my heart that you're really a part of me. Yes, I've got you under my skin. I've tried so not to give in. I said to myself, this affair ain't never gonna go too well. But why should I try to resist when, baby, I know too well that I've got you under my skin. I'd sacrifice anything come what might for the sake of having you near, in spite of a warning voice that rings in the nights, repeats and repeats in my ear. Don't you know, little fool, you ain't never gonna win. Use your mentality, wake up to reality. But each time I do, just the thought of you makes me stop just before I begin. Yes, I've got you under my skin. Hey there, you with the stars in your eyes. Love never made a fool of you. You used to be too wise. I said, now, hey there, you on that high-flying cloud. Though she won't throw a crumb to you, you think someday she'll come to you. Baby, better forget her. Her with her nose in the air. She has you dancing on a string. Break it and she won't care. Won't you take this advice that I hand you like the brother? Or are you not seeing things too clear? Are you too much in love to hear? Is it all going in one ear and out the other?
Totally up to you, man. This is fine.
In one ear and
I can hear you fine. It'll be what it's going to be. Yeah, don't stress about it at all. I'm just excited to see you. How you
I've
been?
been good. How about you?
Good. You know, this is so crazy. It's been a crazy week or two with the election stuff and yeah, nutty.
Isn't it crazy to think about, like, we just kind of are still getting confirmation on states.
Dude, I don't know what to think anymore, because you could go down so many different rabbit holes of they could be full of shit too. Maybe the Democrats are way better, but I don't think so, man. And I'll tell you why. I was on my HOA board. Like, at the smallest levels, government is inept and bureaucratic and insane.
Yeah.
So to think that they are smart enough to pull off this kind of grift, I mean, we'd have to give mad respect. I mean, some of it's coming out, you know, like the Trump donations thing where anything under $8,000 goes directly to him. Mm-hmm. So he's just like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know who to believe. But I'll tell you what, even if Biden is the boss they're saying he is, that he's masterminded this steal of the election and all this shit, even if he is, You know what, man? Fine, because we need to get back. We need to get back to like
Fine.
normal. We need to get back to like being a good people again instead of the like asshole country that it felt like we partly still are.
Yeah.
With Trump speaking for me. Like he speaks for us. So
Right.
you don't want an asshole speaking for you if you're not an asshole.
Well, I think too that
Right?
so what bothers me about a lot of things, but especially when I talk to people who liked Donald Trump, when they started talking about some of the good things that he does, it's like, oh, well, those are things that I actually wanted. But just the things that he says on Twitter and the things that he like masks, it's too much negative to outweigh his positive. Like, okay, so this is one thing.
Far too much.
Yeah, it's just
far too much.
So here's one thing that I know that his administration signed off on. In the past, if a woman was pregnant in prison and she had the baby in prison, she still had to be handcuffed to the bed, like while giving birth. So it's like it seems like a small, thoughtless thing. Where is she gonna go? I gave birth. Okay, there's no running, there's no escape. Okay, like you're not gonna go anywhere. You're in the middle of giving birth. So
that seems like some old timey shit right there.
Right, but it's like a no-brainer. It's one of the things that his administration did, and
like they made up the rule, or
no, they got rid of the rule. Like there was a rule that the female had to be handcuffed in prison while she was giving birth.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so they got rid of that. Was one thing we're like, oh no, we're gonna sign this. This isn't an executive order. That doesn't have to happen anymore. So there are like these little positive things that I feel like, oh well, that was very humanitarian of their administration.
We don't need this administration to do this. We need like a horde of law students that have a brain and realize the internet exists to just pour through all the laws and cross out the ones that are ridiculous. Yeah. Like that we could all just agree, like, this is stupid. Mm-hmm. We don't need this one anymore.
Yeah, I'm with you.
There's tons of them. Like, there's states where things that are illegal because nobody changed a law from like 1865. You can't lash your horse to the front of a pub or some bullshit. And it's just like, we don't need this one on the books. Like,
there was one, I'm trying to remember. There was one that was something like, I believe that this was in Kentucky, and it was while I went to school there. So this was in the 2000s. You could not.
Oh yeah, I forgot you went to Kentucky.
To UK. So you cannot carry an ice cream cone in your pocket on Sundays. Okay. Okay. And I think they left it on the rule books just for nostalgic purposes. But the reason why is because while people were in church, what horse thieves would do is they would carry an ice cream cone in their pocket, so that horses would follow the person with the ice cream cone, and people who just happened to be like, maybe they left church early for some reason, if they saw the horse following the person, they thought, oh, well, that's that guy's horse. But it wasn't that guy's horse. The horse was just following the guy.
Stole it with ice cream.
With an ice cream cone. It was something like very, like you could not carry an ice cream cone in your pocket on a Sunday. Very specific.
I didn't know horses liked ice cream.
Cones.
Who knew?
Cones. Carry that
Just
waffle cone. Yeah.
Yes. No, wait. They had cones in a time when horses were out front of church?
Yeah, I guess so.
Damn. That's like finding out the pyramids.
They had elevators.
How the pyramids were built.
What?
Holy shit. They were advanced.
Yeah, they were.
Oh my God. I was thinking today about the Rack and doing shows with you at the Rack.
I remember that place.
Which is where I first met you. And you did, you were doing these voices of like, it was either your mom or your grandmother.
My grandmother, probably. My mom is my grandmother sounds very different from my mother. My grandmother has a little accent because Spanish was her first language, but like my mom is like very, not quite businesslike, but she speaks very properly.
then it must have been your grandmother.
Oh,
You just
grandmother for sure.
turned into her on stage. It was so funny. And we're sitting in this dumb, bright pizza place. And it was just so fun. And I think about now, like, I loved going there, and I miss going there in the dumbest way. You know?
Yeah, I do. I know. I do.
Like, we can't go anywhere, and it's like really bad. Like, I think this surge is coming back, and it's like, God damn it, man. This is hard.
Well,
this is really hard.
For the 6-week show that I had planned.
Tell me about that.
It went well.
Because I know that Kim Crawl said how much fun she had, and it was just, I so wanted to do it, but I was like, I don't think I can do it. Like, my kid went back to school, and I'm like, all right, count backwards from 14 to see, like, every day now. And that's probably too paranoid, but man, I don't know. I don't know about
So we're going to have to talk about both of these things. So, like, I was amazed at the comedians who said no. Like, the amount of comedians that said no, that they weren't going to come out to do stand-up, just because of how much I was, like, itching to do it, and how much I was feeling like, okay, like, we can do this in a safe way. If people are sitting in tables 6 feet across from each other, like, and like, this can be done. Yeah. This can be done safely. We can do it. It's not going to be what it once was, because comedy outdoors is never it's never the same. It doesn't carry the same. But the venue that I had is called Tavern 101, and it's a barbecue. It's excellent barbecue, but their patio, you actually walk downstairs to get into the patio, so it feels a little bit more sunken in. So you feel, I
think I've been there.
Yeah, so you feel like a little bit more enclosed and just like wide out in an open space. Yeah. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. We had a couple of light nights, but for the most part, it was fun. And then we had, one crazy night where a Calabasas. Okay, this is so weird to say because I live in Calabasas, but for the most part, I think in almost every city, there are very normal people. And then there are people that go out in public and they act a fool, and they're like, I'm from, and then they name their city. And then we see that person is like, oh, that's the typical person of that city, but that's actually the atypical. That's like the person who has to be out there in front, attention getting. So we definitely had a girl that was like, the comedian said something to her about being like an Agora soccer mom, which Agora Hills is nothing to sneeze at. I'm sorry, but Agora, like, it's like, and she got like very offended, and she was like, I'm from, or he said something like, you can go ahead and be like an Agora soccer slut or something like that. And she was like, why are you slut shaming? And I'm not even from Agora. I'm from Calabasas. I pay for my own Mercedes. Well, I mean, it was like, oh my God. And she was like, but she was also...
They bust on Agora Hills in Entourage. Remember that?
That was
Ari's yelling at somebody.
That was his wife. If you want to drive and live in Beverly Hills and not in Agora Hills, I need to take a call on Wednesday when it comes in at like 2:30. I don't know what it was, but it was the gist of that.
7 people got that joke that were watching it. Just like, oh, it's funny.
I remember. I tell you what, I have probably seen 2.5 total episodes of Entourage. Like, I've just, that, and combine that with the other HBO show that everybody's seen, Sex and the City. Like, I've probably seen like 5 episodes total of both, like, 7.5 of both of those shows. But I remember that scene. That scene
That's so funny.
Was one of the ones that I saw. I just felt like both of those shows were like very fantasy, like loosely based in some reality, but very like fantasy.
Yeah, it was a caricature of the process.
And I think what bothered me too about those shows wasn't necessarily that they weren't good shows, because I thought that when I did catch it, like the acting and it was Kevin
Dillon?
Yes, Kevin Dillon.
Yeah, he's funny.
Played one of my favorite like just if I saw him, like to me, he was the one that stole the scene. And I know that Adrian Grenier was like the hot guy. I get it. He's hot. Like that's fine. But like that was the person who I wanted to see. Like, and like Ari Gold was fantastic.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sex and the City and Entourage, I felt like all of a sudden guys and girls started grouping their started saying like, well, this is the Vince of the group. And I'm more of the, like, they started like identifying, like, I'm the Samantha and she's the Carrie. And it was like
people in their 20s.
It was like, yeah, well, I was in college at the time. So it was like, none of us are them.
Yeah.
Like none of us. Like flipping Lamborghini is not giving any of us a car to just drive around. Okay. Like stop it. Like I just remember the car. I don't know what car he got to drive around, but
they drove Maseratis.
Was it the Maserati? I knew there was like some,
I feel like they always had Maseratis.
Like, here's your car. Like, please get shot by TMZ.
You know those people. Like we've met those people. Like they definitely exist. It was an interesting caricature of a weird time in Los Angeles before social media. Like, like they barely had phones in Entourage. And I don't think they had phones in Sex and the City. Maybe those little Nokia.
I think they did, the little, you're
tiny
right.
ones, you know what I mean? But like, not like phones.
No, not like we're all sitting at a table. There'd be no dialogue if it was shot today. They're little brunches. Like, no, it'd be like, hold on, I need to tweet. Oh my God, did you see this cute little dog on Instagram? You know,
so right.
Yeah. Oh my God, no. So it went well, but like the show went.
You were saying,
yeah, the show went well. I timed it for
Calabasas
6 weeks.
Woman.
Oh my God, the Calabasas chick. And the thing is, there was a girl who came with friends almost every single week. And her friends were always
great.
Like super sweet, super fun, just really great. And then this, like the one time, like she brings probably like the girlfriend, like the face. Like the girl was definitely the face of the group. She, she had the nose job. She had the eyelashes on. She had like the full makeup done on a Wednesday night. It's like, it's cool. Like whatever, like do your thing. But, it is Wednesday night. Like, let's not make a mistake. This is not Saturday. Or, I don't know. Like I just have rules. Okay. Like I'll dress nice for like during the week. But I'm not trying to be a 10 on a Wednesday night. I don't need to. It's like, who needs to? Who am I like?
Especially now, we've all seen each other like normal. Like,
well, I doubt anyone.
I
doubt anyone has seen that girl normal in a long time. Like, I think that girl is like 7 a.m. cleanser. Like that girl probably does not leave unless it's a 10 time, which is good for her. But but it's still like, it's like try less.
Yeah, a lot of work.
Yeah, just try less. It's fine. But this is one of the things that got me too about performing in Hollywood is that there used to be these shows that I would see like the Hollywood, not kids, but the Hollywooders come to, and they would come like Jay Davis's Monday Night Parlor show had some of the best comedians you were going to see at the time. But there were groups that would come like dressed to the nines. Like it wasn't Monday night. Like it was like, and then they were very like, look at me. And they were dying to have the comedians make fun of them. Like they wanted to sit in the front. So part of me was always like, I would see them.
Maybe that's a thing. I never thought of that.
I would kind of like, at that point in time, I was just starting out. So one thing that I did a lot of was just watching live comedy, studying it, sitting in the back of the comedy store, just studying all of it and including Jay Davis's Parlor show. And I noticed the difference between audiences, especially for that show versus like, let's say a comedy store show where people from Australia were visiting and they just, they want to see live comedy and you just see these people who are there for comedy. They could be doing anything else in LA, but they want to see comedy at the comedy store versus the people going to the parlor who wanted for comedy to see them and for the room to see them instead of for them to like sit back and tone it down and let someone else, like perform, be on, I guess. So yeah, it's just, but she was definitely one of those and just reminded me of you know, of what I didn't like in an audience, you know, just
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
just because we're so, for the most part, like we're pretty regular people. You know what I mean? Like we're not like Patti LaBelle. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not like Diana.
It,
We're
it's a weird thing. Like, so, I'm going to forget the name of the book. But like basically, it's like something about introverts, but basically like, and the pandemic is it in spades. Like, this is all of it. I am definitely an introvert. I was an only child. I'm good by myself for days on end if I needed to be, you know, like, don't need to go out anywhere. My wife just made fun of me tonight because she's like, do you remember how to drive? You haven't been out of the house in 4 days. But like, I'm fine. But I can use extroversion sometimes if I need to,
right.
you know? And that's kind of like, it's just a skill you employ. But some people need to feed on the other outside energy and can't be alone. You know, there's a whole spectrum of it, right?
Yeah. Like,
So like when you say we're kind of normal, it means like when you walk into a place, you don't need to make yourself known.
right. Like I feel,
You know,
yeah.
you're scoping it out. You'll have a conversation with a person or two. You're not the center of attention, which is, I think, confuses a lot of people with comics.
That's true.
Because you're like, well, you want attention. It's like, no, I just want to see if the joke works. like, like, I don't give a shit. You know, like,
Have you
that's my take anyway.
also noticed that one of the worst things that a group of comics can say about another comic, like besides the person steals jokes, is he or she is always on.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
yeah.
he's always on. Like it's like brace yourself. He's exhausting.
Running bits
Yeah,
always.
like he never shuts it off. Like you're not going to have a normal conversation. There's no connect there. He's like, he doesn't see you as a person to talk to. He just sees you as a potential person to laugh at his joke or her.
Yeah.
But I've noticed with a few comedians that who people have said that about, like he or she is always on, like one-on-one, they're normal people, but add that third person and it's like, I've lost them. It's like, I want to go home now so that way they can be normal with that person. Like, you know, let me take away number 3 so you can be the second person in the room and have a normal experience because, you know, for the most part, they're decent individuals, just always on.
I can't look past just like mental issues and sadness in people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we're just like, man, you don't need to try so hard, you know, and you feel bad for people that because that's got to be exhausting. I would think it'd be exhausting. I hate it. Like I would go like for work. Sometimes I have to go to like these, conventions or whatever, where you're on all day. Like my last job, I would be on all day, like out of on the convention hall, talking to people all day. And then dinner with work people afterwards. And just like, oh my God. And it's so exhausting.
Yeah.
Like all I want is silence, you know? And I'm a musician. I love to play drums. I love loud shit.
Yeah.
But sometimes I just need nothing, you know? And that's hard to come by too for folks, I think, you know?
Yeah. You know, I have, so normally I have Benji and he's 4 and I love him and he's the light and but the truth is like, I'm really kind of, if it's just us, I'm totally fine. And then, you know, tonight he's with his dad. So he'll be with his dad for a couple nights, but this is my time to catch up. Like these are my walls. Okay, look, Matthew, these are my walls. it's just, yeah. So, yeah, so it's just time to catch up and just prepare for another week with my son. But I have no, besides stand up, it's like I'm not, besides stand up and going to the improv and, and stopping by the Comedy Store and being around like other comedians, like socially, I'm not, once in a while I'll miss brunch with my girlfriends, but I have no desire to like make it a Sunday thing, like every Sunday. It's like maybe like not even once a month at this point. Like,
I think when we can do it without worrying about anything, it's going to be so, like, at least for a month, we'll really appreciate it.
Yeah.
When we can do things, like, I cannot wait to go to a live concert again. Like, a live, loud, fucking rock show.
Yeah.
Like, how badly did I take that for granted in this city? Like every night there's a fucking badass rock show. I didn't go. I can't. I have responsibilities. I'm just saying, like, I heard this thing today. It was just so awesome. It was so beautiful. It was to think about the last time you're going to do something. You almost never know it's going to be the last time you do something.
Yeah.
But imagine when you're doing everything that it's the last time you're going to do it, even if it's not. Makes it so much better. Mm-hmm. So, like, if you knew the last live concert you were going to be at, you would be like, I got to remember this shit. Like, I really am going to remember every second of it because this is it.
Yeah.
It's just like, man, that's powerful stuff,
Yeah.
So I think people will appreciate it. I think they'll appreciate tight, dark comedy rooms again, packed full of people instead of 6 feet apart, and they'll appreciate live music. And
do you remember Eric Oligny?
I know the name.
So he moved to New York, and he had been producing these outdoor park shows with Stand Up New York. And at the last Instagram they had posted, people were just so happy. Like, they were clapping. Comedians couldn't even get their jokes out. They were just so happy to see comedians out there performing. And I mean, outdoors in the park, just hundreds of people. And Bree Geiger, do you remember Bree? She's still around LA though. Mm-mm. Bree Geiger and Bree Geiger and one of her friends, they did something where they did stand up at Echo Park, and they brought a speaker and these lights, and they had comedians go up. Like, I would say probably over 60 comics went up. And
wow,
living out in this area, the Conejo Valley, I think we're a little sheltered, or I've been a little sheltered to what's been going on for a lot of people in Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. And I know that some of my friends have moved in with other friends. And I know that, I've heard the stories of families moving with families at this point in time because there's no way it's just financially too hard. Someone needs to be home to get the kids on a computer to keep them there, to walk them through it. So everyone's switching duties. So if you're in a home if you're in a home, for one thing, in California right now, or just anywhere, and if you have a parent who's able to stay home and help the kids online, like, you are in a very blessed place. But Echo Park, I have never seen so many tents.
Yeah, I've heard it's been getting crazy.
Like, but the thing is, and I know that because it was like kind of like a show up and go up mic, and even though there were some really seasoned comics there, some of the comics were newer. And when you're a newer comic, a lot of times, like, you don't, you only have so many jokes, and you don't cushion the joke for the room or have any understanding or compassion. So there were quite a few who were like making homeless jokes, but not just like homeless jokes, like jokes about like the homeless guy in the back, or, or like just like, oh, well, there's a homeless group over there, not realizing like these people might have just been made homeless over this might be like very fresh and new. And so someone actually yelled out, "Stop it with the homeless jokes," and people started like leaving. And I was like, you guys just don't get it. You have an audience right now. You have an audience and a mic. Like, are you nuts? Like, hold back on that joke. So, but yeah, it's been, I mean, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? I mean, I'm kind of like in your opening when you talked about like, who knows, like the Democrats are probably just as bad. And I'm not politically, I don't politically lean in any certain way. I just kind of observe a lot of times and I vote. But I thought that it was really interesting that when the breakdowns happened for the second stimulus check or the second stimulus package, they went on break. Congress went on break, but when all of a sudden the post office was going to get defunded and their votes weren't going to come in, oh, we're coming back from break. Like, hold on a second. So, like, we need to make sure, right? We need to make sure that we can have our jobs. And it just really, really leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
Oh, they're so out of touch,
both
dude.
Parties.
For them to have, they're so out of touch. For them to think that it's okay, to have sent, what did they send, $600 a person 5-6 months ago? And then now they're quabbling over another $1,200 per person. It's like, dude, you guys are so broken in your human
spirit
being thing. Like, that, wow. Yeah. So that is, it's a good thing that we can get back to like being the 74 million or 75 million people that are, empathetic and care about other people. I think we need to swing the hatred back a little bit.
Right.
I was blown away that there were that many people that would vote for Trump. It really blew me away, and I figured he would win. I was even like,
I thought he was going to win.
I'm just going to assume he's going to win.
I did too.
I didn't want it to happen. I was just like, but that was like me preparing myself so I wouldn't be upset. And then I was like, wow, I think Biden's doing pretty well and Trump's making a fool of himself. This might actually work. But I didn't I thought we were looking at the fringes of America amplified on social media. 70 million people's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
If it's real, if the numbers are real, that's a lot of fucking people that can look past one of the dumbest. Well, he's not dumb.
No, I think
dumb.
He is
one
rather
of the,
smart.
One of the
manipulatively smart.
Yeah, he's not dumb. But he has no substance. He's not dumb, but no substance comes out of his mouth. And I've read his book, that Woodward book that just came out. And it's worse if you read what he says than if you hear him say it. Because you're like, holy shit, he can speak for an hour and say not a word.
Yes. Okay. So
it's incredible. It's incredible.
Confession. I was a registered Republican the first time he ran. And it didn't mean that I always voted Republican, but I was a registered Republican. So when I watched the debates, I had Jeb Bush and John Kasich and, all the Republicans. And what
was that, like 2012?
That was 2016.
2016.
So when I was watching those debates, I was actually in Nevada with my cousin, who is also like a Republican. So we're watching these debates pretty much to see if there is somebody on this ticket that we would like to vote for. And I was more excited about Donald Trump because I was thinking an outsider, right? I'm like, oh, like, this is great. Let's have an outsider, like that sort of thing. And while we watched the debates, we were both getting very frustrated because he wasn't answering any questions. He didn't come prepared. Right. He was just attacking the other candidates.
He has no information.
Yeah, he was attacking the other candidates. And I remember getting like very frustrated because I felt that he was making a mockery of our political system. He was making a mockery of our rights as Americans to vote for people, and that he was doing this for a television show. Like, he was doing it purely for attention and television. And I was so upset. And my cousin, we were like both talking the same way. The next day, when we saw the response of people like celebrating, we were like, did we see the same debate? Like, if you go back and you look, it floors me that, and I can't, and here's another confession, which I know is not going to go over well in Hollywood, but I actually did vote for John McCain. I felt that John McCain could have been a good president. I'm not saying, and I think,
when was that?
Oh, that was, McCain was 2000.
Who did he run against?
Obama.
That was Obama?
Yeah. Yeah. And the reason why I didn't
Wow.
vote for President Obama was because I just felt that, like, I didn't know what his track record was. I didn't know what his voting
Sure.
record was. I just felt like I don't know enough about him, and I feel that John McCain does a very good job of reaching across party lines. And I feel that
Yeah.
that's a very important thing when you have a two-party system. All that being said, I don't understand how any Republican.
I like that Obama was a constitutional lawyer.
Yeah.
That's what got me.
Yeah.
I was like, that's and smooth, and like, dude, I cried when he won, honestly. Like, I what a step forward for our country, I thought. And I was like, constitutional lawyer, that's right up my alley, because I would lean libertarian almost, like small government sometimes, you know, and it's just like, follow the Constitution. It's pretty goddamn good. Like, let's do that.
My favorite was Ron Paul for a while. I thought Ron Paul like could have hit it out of the park, and I didn't understand why people like weren't supporting Ron Paul. I like just didn't get it. I felt like this guy understands it. This guy,
those guys don't get enough airtime, honestly, to really explain their position well, and they get a little crazy. Like it's sad because I there's a lot of it that on its face makes sense. Like, you remember Brian McWilliams that did Comedy Ahoy with me. He's a big libertarian. He even has like a libertarian podcast. And I respect a lot of the things that they say about most things, but then they just go a little nuts, where I'm just like, you know.
See, so okay.
Wear a mask.
Yeah, totally. Well, I'm very okay, and then
I don't know if they're anti-masker.
I'm like just politically weird though, because then I really liked Bernie Sanders. Like, I like, you know, like very politically. I voted for McCain, love Bernie, so I'm just a little bit.
Do you think it changed when you had a kid?
So if we were to put them all against each other, if McCain were to have run against Bernie, I would have voted for Bernie. If McCain were to have run against Obama, I might have still voted for McCain.
I don't know enough about McCain.
He's not.
I also am tired of the really old dudes. So that was another thing for Obama, where I was like, come on, man. Like, this year I was just like, really? 2 dudes over 70? Those are our choices?
Well, as soon as McCain picked Sarah Palin, I knew it was over.
Oh, that's right.
I knew it was over.
Yeah. That was the thing. Yeah, that was a bad move.
I knew it was over. Also, there was the moment. I mean, Obama is. I
forgot about that crazy person.
President Obama is one of the most charismatic presidents I have seen since Kennedy. And I know that Bill Clinton was supposed to be charismatic too, but
he's nothing compared.
President Obama is just charismatic, and he's so likable. And I have to he's so likable that what I had to do is I had to shut that off when I was deciding on like who to vote for. Because I felt like, am I going to vote for this guy because he's likable and charismatic and magnetic? Or am I going to look at what I think, like, what is their voting record? What did they stand on? Like, all of this.
That's important, though, because that's mostly their job.
Charisma.
Is being eloquent and good with people.
True.
Yeah. And if they're doing that on a national or a global stage, you want them to have all those things. I think you just want them to kind of at least seem to be a genuinely good person. I think that's the biggest part that is useful. Like, and I do believe in Biden for that reason. I think he's kind of a stooge sometimes. Like, he stole a lot of, he ripped off a lot of speeches back in the day, but like at this point, like we needed this. Like, we are all suffering mental illness from these last 2 years at least.
It is. Somebody said it very well, and they said it's PTSD. It has been
100%.
Like, just to being Hispanic, like to have the president do and say the things that he has said. Like, Mexico's not sending their best. Mexico isn't sending shit. Like, Mexico doesn't send anything. Like, the Mexican government, are you kidding? Like, they don't send people. And regarding like your wall, you can't be like, we need to build a wall between Mexico when like more illegal immigrants fly into the United States and just stay here.
Or tunnel. They tunnel like motherfuckers. Those drug tunnels are there's probably better subways than New York has right now.
I listened to and they don't need to socially distance.
Dude, wait till the drug war's over and we can like have the tunnels as like a park.
That'd be interesting. You know, if for a lot of the blame that we place on like Mexico and the cartels, like they are making money hand over fist because of our war on drugs.
100%.
Like that's like if America
drugs won in this election.
100%. Sure. If America took care of its citizens, if America, you know, whether it's depression, whether it's drug addiction, if we didn't villainize them and if we got treatment, if that was just a staple, and then also if drugs were not illegal where the prices can be driven so high, then there wouldn't be as much violence in South America over them shipping and selling their drugs to Americans. It's just nuts.
I don't know what else they'll use when that chip falls away. I don't know. It's getting stupid what we're doing on this planet. When you look at it, you know, like with Google Translate, you can speak into your phone, hear the other language. It's like Rosetta Stone now. We don't like I listened to a foreign. Who the hell was it? Damn, I don't remember. I listened to a speech of somebody, but it was only in the native language, which I never would have heard. Mm-hmm. But then I was like, God damn, that's really good. You know, like my point is we don't need as much of this bluster and bullshit when it all comes down to it. Like, it's like, what are we doing? Well, like we could logistically feed every person on the planet.
And it's been that way for a long time.
Why is this still happening? Right. We could logistically put plumbing everywhere so people have running water and a toilet everywhere. We could do that. We have plenty of money. Like probably just Jeff Bezos has enough money to do it. Our military could actually do those things. Mm-hmm. We could figure out like global inventory of how much resources we actually have instead of fucking killing each other for them. Like we definitely need aliens. to like unite everybody. Like it's nuts. And coronavirus, I thought early days, man, I was like, this is it. This is the fucking alien that came. And every human has to unite on this motherfucker. And we made it even more political.
That's what I thought was going to happen. I was like, okay, yep. So there was a time living out here, like in the early phases before they made masks mandatory. When they were like, okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to lock down, you know, wear a mask. Don't go anywhere if you don't need to go. And like, you know, we're just going to kill this thing sort of thing.
California did good at first.
Yeah. So I put Benji in his Halloween costumes because I didn't know how long this was going to last. I didn't really, you know, it was kind of weird. I didn't want her to be afraid. So I would wear my mask and I'd be like, oh, look, she's a fancy doctor. She's a running doctor. You know, it was like for the people who were actually wearing masks. But then I started to notice it was like 40% wearing masks and 60% like not even having one anywhere by. Like there was like no. And then even hiking Fryman, I ended up hiking with a girlfriend and she was like, I didn't bring a mask. And I was like, well, it's okay because I have several. Like you can, but there's a sign right at the beginning, like masks must be worn. And I was like, this is the hub. Like you're not this is not Conejo Valley where we are. This is the hub of a bunch of people being around each other, living on top of each other in apartment buildings. Yeah. Like this is the place where you should have a mask handy, not like, oh, like it's okay. Like, you know, I don't want to live in fear. It's like, okay, you're not going to live that long if you're just going to keep on inhaling everybody's coughs. Like, just go for it.
Yeah, dude. It's crazy. It's nuts, and we still don't have a full handle on it. Like this thing needs to have like a colored mist or something so we could keep an eye on it. Because, I think my buddy just wrote a piece that he posted. He's like a professor at Penn, and he just posted a piece about like, hey, we need to shut down literally for the next like 4 weeks so that we can actually have a Christmas holiday together. It's not going to be normal, but like if we actually just did what we were supposed to do
Mm-hmm.
as a group, one country, we could knock this fucker down. And it's biology 101, you know, like why does it keep spreading? Because it can be in you for 14 days and you don't know. So do you remember where you've been for 14 days? I don't. That's why I don't go anywhere. I can tell you either Trader Joe's, Target, or the beach.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I've been to. And when I go to the beach, I'm 100 yards from anybody. Like, it's crazy. And now they're sending my kids back to school. And it's just like, well, where's everybody been?
Dude,
you know? It's crazy. But I also know that this is really tough on them and they'll probably be fine, even if they got it. But I don't know if I will be. That's the biggest thing is like, dude, this is fucked up.
Yeah.
But I think I will. I think most people, it's a numbers game. My buddy who's a doctor was like, listen, dude, there are so many people that have shit wrong with them that they don't know about or that's latent or won't ever affect them. And then they get COVID and it attacks that thing and exacerbates it and they get sick. But it's not everybody. And you only read the bad ones. You only see the bad ones. I'm like, I guess. And he's in the hospitals. But then other hospitals are focused on where they're like, listen, I just think we need to wear the mask. It's not that big a fucking deal. Yeah. And stay away from everybody for a couple months. There's a lot of hope with the vaccine. I actually didn't have hope with the vaccine until very recently. Mm-hmm. I found out how many patients they had in the study that Pfizer just put out.
Yeah.
It's a good number. It's like 38,000 people in that study. So that's pretty strong. And also Pfizer came out pretty strong. Not that I do trust that they have a lot on the line and they are doing very diligent science to mm-hmm. do this. Even if they're rushing, vaccines are not as dangerous, I don't think, as most people think in most cases, although this one is interesting because it's new, but it's a new way to do vaccine. It's what else are we going to do is kind of where I'm at. Like make sure it's fairly safe. We're going to there's going to be bad stuff. There's no biological free lunch. It's going to cause problems eventually. We don't know what, but hopefully they won't be worse than COVID.
I don't want to catch it until we know how to treat it better. Like I'm there.
That's where I'm at. Yeah,
it's
that's
like
where I'm at.
As soon as we understand like what medicines actually work and like because there's still the debate on the ventilators, but until that happens, I am I'm gonna be as safe as I can, and it's weird. So Benji's preschool, which no longer has spots because they can only do 10 students. But they opened in July and their precautions, holy crap. Their precautions are like,
it's a lot.
It's a lot. And the kids all wear face shields, and the kids from one classroom go to recess to play outside during one time. And then they go back in the classroom, and then everything is sanitized before the next group of kids comes out. And they ended up increasing tuition by $100 a month to pay for, to cover the cost of everything that needs to be done. But they've been open since July. They haven't had any COVID cases. The difference is one is private, and what they're doing is not what our public schools are doing. Like they're the extreme, like the idea of what are we calling them? Pods, or, the idea of cohorts. The cohorts. Like, hey, you have a cohort of 10. That's all you're doing. But what I don't understand is that the teachers, so even if your kid is only going in the morning and a new group of kids is coming in the afternoon, there's still that X factor being the teacher. Yep. So you can't tell me that your theory, like,
all the schools back east are closing this week.
It's
like we're going to close down again, I'm sure. I mean, listen, I feel for everybody involved. I wish everybody could just say, hey, we're taking the year off till we get a treatment.
Yeah.
Teachers, you still get paid. Students, you're all going to be behind, but behind what? We all have the same gap year.
Yeah.
Tough shit.
Yeah.
I know that won't happen, but it's like we're going to look back at this, at the amount of stress we pulled off, like trying to do things despite evidence that is just so troubling. It's just like, you guys can't get in a room together to plan this, but you're planning to put people together in a room.
Yeah. You think administration
sense.
administration is going on campus? No.
It's crazy.
No, there's Zoom meetings. Everybody's from their home unless they absolutely have to go in. I mean, it's a little bit much. Let's just say it's a little bit much. And to me, to put our kids at risk is just ridiculous. And I'm not a fan of the schools reopening for a lot of reasons. And one of the reasons is that our numbers as a country have not been what other countries that have successfully opened their schools have had. And even those countries, though, that had lower numbers and were like reopening the schools, France is closing back down. Like you can't tell me that doesn't have to do with schools. You can't tell me that.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you're like Korea, though, and you're contact tracing, there's no way to know it. And that's another thing that bugs me. How long have we not known the surface area thing? How many people have had COVID? We can have someone cough on a table, test the surface area after an hour. Oh, is that still COVID? Is it still contagious with COVID? Are there still COVID bacteria live on this thing? Okay, cool. 1 hour after COVID contact, not good. 2 hours, not good. How much, Lysol is making and Clorox wipes are making so much money hand over fist because we can't test surface areas? Bullcrap. Somebody tested a surface area and there's just not enough money. There's just too much money to be made.
Well, I think if surfaces were super spreaders, we'd have way more problems. That's when I stopped wiping my groceries pretty early on. I was like, if groceries were the problem, we would be in real trouble.
No, I have alcohol
it's fairly
spray.
Clear it's
I spray. I spray. I have alcohol spray and I'm like, cool. But yeah. And
we're nuts.
In the beginning, I would come home from the grocery store and instantly shower. It was a task to go and get food. But now I just kind of feel like, people are making money off of this and our government is letting them, and it's really bothersome. And because they're making money.
I do have a hope the signs will come out. You got to follow the money all the time, but the signs will come out. I can't wait to read the book about this in 15, 20 years when we get the real story, because it's crazy. That Bob Woodward book about Trump was
really
amazing.
It'll be hard not to be bitter.
So,
but no.
So
and
a couple things.
Mm-hmm.
A couple things. Thank you for taking a Friday night to hang out with me.
You're welcome. I hope the sound is okay. Sorry.
It'll be fine. It's late. I find myself getting tired, and I want to give you full attention. But I'm just like, man.
No, it's 11:30 at night. I want the hook of this to be that.
I want the hook to be that it's late at night. But I that's like me before I read the book about sleeping. I'm like, I should probably sleep more. And you know what I mean? Like, I used to stay up later when we would go out and shows and all that stuff. But anyway. All that to say, I don't know what this is going to become. I don't want to have hooks. I just want to have conversations. And it's like, if we're going to be stuck in the house for another year, I can have a lot of cool conversations in a year.
You don't think we're going to be stuck in the house for another year, though, do you? Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Yep. I just saw that face. Yes, you do. Okay.
Yeah. We really let it slide. So we'll see.
We did.
I want to know, what was the thing you least expected? So let me set it up, because if I want to actually pull it off, I'll do it. As we were talking about school, the thing I hated about school, because I was pretty diligent about knowing what I was doing and being ready and being a good student, I hated surprise quizzes, because I would be like, you motherfucker, you surprised me with a quiz, because I had this teacher who taught me a lot about tests once, who was basically like, we just had it easy. I don't know about you in school with multiple choice tests, you know, tests were kind of easy. You know, you didn't have to think, you had to memorize. And we had this teacher that everybody was so psyched because he never gave us any tests. And we're like, this guy's awesome. Like, what's going on? And it was theology because I went to Catholic school and all that stuff through high school. And so we were like, this guy's awesome. And he didn't say anything about it. He just kept teaching. Mm-hmm. And one day we came in and he didn't say anything. And he just said, take out a piece of paper. He said, this is the only question you have to answer. Take the whole class to answer. And we're all like, huh? And the question was, I believe the question was something along the line, like super open-ended, like why God or something like something super open-ended, right? He just wanted to see if we were paying attention for the first 3 months of school. Yeah. And he failed everybody. Everybody failed. And he was just like, he's like, you guys, how do you think you're going to function in the real world if you can't answer a simple question that we've been talking about for 3 months? Like, you're used to multiple choice. It was such a, I was just like, he's fucking right. Mm-hmm. Like, memorizing stuff is so dumb. Like, it proves nothing. You know, he was like, you had an hour to sit here and tell me the answer to this question and nobody could do it well. Some of you made a list of one day you remembered the years of something. He's like, that, I want to know what you know. Yeah. So I hated pop quizzes because I wanted to be prepared. But at the same time, it was jarring how valuable that lesson was. So pop surprise quiz for you is, what is the most unexpected thing about being a parent?
My experience is common for some, but I think if you don't have to experience it, I hope to God no parent ever, you know, this is one thing. So my son's father and I broke up when he was 3, and the first weekend that I was out without my son, I felt like a big ice cream scooper had just scooped out almost all of my torso, leaving me an arm, had taken my right arm, just like almost my brain. And I would get up to try to do something. I couldn't find anything on Netflix. I was rendered just helpless. I could not do anything at all. It was just the most awful feeling. And then even now, and again, this is a little bit of a different experience because his father works sometimes like far away. So I'll have my son for like months, you know, just like every night. Yeah. And then every time he's gone, whether it's been a 2-week break or a month, I don't sleep at all for that first night. Like there's just no sleep. There's just this, every time he's gone, even now, I feel like there's just this like scoop taken out of me. So that is the most unexpected thing that I would say is just, you'll always feel connected to your child, but you don't know the strength of that connection until your child isn't there, like at night. Like, you know, when you send your kid off to preschool, like you feel like, oh my God, like you're like, oh, like, you know, it does feel a little wonky almost. But then there's that trust, like it's a good preschool, you know, they'll be okay. And then like, I mean, he would cry every day. And then like the third day of preschool, he started crying. He was like, Mommy, stop giving me away. And I was like, yeah. But and if there's one blessing for COVID, I will say is that for the first few months, I was able to teach him and the kids at school because I work with special needs kids. But, you know, and some of my kids are, you know, are more just like on different like levels of learning, but some of like, and it ranges depending on the subject because I don't know if you have experience as well, I know, with special needs kids. So, you know how for one subject, it can be like ridiculously genius. And then for another subject, it's just like learning sounds still.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
I was able to teach my son in my lap while teaching some special needs kids. And so he was learning with them, and like he would ask me about them. So there was just this involvement and this blessing so that he saw the kids who I taught, and just like that sort of that window into my day and what I did, I think that it made him like closer to me and closer to my students. And, it's just that really great part of that, just, I guess, the silver linings, but definitely it is the strength of the connection is the most surprising thing that
it's immediate and powerful. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I'm the dad, so I'm one step removed.
Yeah.
But
yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, you feel connected, but not until they're gone. You're just like, oh my God. Like, that is like not your mini me. Like that's me. That's me too. But now he's not here. And what do I do? Yeah. Like, I'm not left-handed. Like, I got to learn how to use his hand because everything else is gone. But for sure, that would be it.
For me, it takes a while to settle into not having responsibility. Like, there's this aura of, I got to take care of somebody all the time. Yeah. And when you don't have that responsibility, it's still there, like, for a while.
Right.
Until you can be like, I don't have to do anything. Nobody needs me right now. Like that, it takes a while for that to settle in. And then once that settles in, you get a little bit of a break, and then you realize, I kind of miss him. You know what I mean?
So,
like, I didn't need that much time.
Your oldest is a teenager, and then your youngest is 10?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This pandemic, we've been together so much.
Are you loving it?
Like, it's, like I said, I'm pretty simple. Like, I don't need to, like, they're bored as shit. Like,
Are you kidding? My kid is learning Chinese. Man. I'm like, all right, come on.
They hate the Zoom school. Like, my son hates the Zoom school thing. Like, it's bad news. So, there's ups and downs, but like, I don't know. It's fun being around, especially because I traveled so much before, and like, it's the absolute opposite. Like I said, I didn't drive in 4 days. Like, I just don't go anywhere. It's so nice. And I'm very fortunate to still be able to work. So like, it's been really fun, in that regard, but like,
I can't wait. And
we miss restaurants and things.
I shouldn't say like that. What's weird is like, I do want schools to reopen, because like, I do want our kids, like, when I say our kids, I don't mean like just Benji. I mean like the kids in my class. I want for them to be able to like actually like see each other and interact and do all of that.
I want them to get back to normal.
Right. But the way,
not just in the building.
Right. Like right now it's like, it's like
this was a waste of time. It's just
everybody's separate. There's a mat. It's so different. And then
it's riskier for not the same experience.
Right. And I just think that, okay, if the governments were to actually do what they were supposed to be doing, and if we do want the kids to go back to school, I'm going to agree with one of my neighbors in this, is that instead of this like half day crappy thing, okay, like kids come to school Monday and Tuesday. This group of kids come to school Monday and Tuesday, and they have a teacher. And then there's another teacher for Tuesday or for Thursday. And then there's another teacher for Friday. So that your little cohorts that you're preaching that you have, they are actually cohorts. And if there is, if one of the kids does catch it and it's contagious, then you really are dealing with a cohort of 10 or 14, not a cohort of like
none
30.
Of those kids' parents are being traced. The teachers aren't being traced. Like, it's an exponential growth problem that is not solvable.
I do agree with you.
In groups. So why California didn't take advantage of being outside all the time, I don't know.
What I think is interesting is that, and what I raised with the school district that I worked for is that if I want to get a job, just one day job in Hollywood, I have to be tested at least 72 hours prior. And a lot of times they test you the morning of. And I've actually had the job where you go in, you take the COVID test, you wait in a hotel, and then if you pass, you go to set. And if you don't pass, you go home and you're quarantined for 2 weeks. Like, that's how seriously they're taking it. And I guess like that is also why I like feel very strongly that if they're taking it that seriously for a bunch of adults, like we should be taking it this seriously for a bunch of kids. And that's just, and I know I'm like getting like very preachy here. And I know that a lot of people need their kids to go back to school. And I understand that, but I just don't understand, you know, the level of from Benji school to Hollywood to, you know, to public school. It's just like, well, you know, this is what's required. We're going to do what's required. And here's the over and beyond of this that we're doing. And like, we feel good about this. And it's like,
yeah, well, we'll see.
You know?
Most people get through it.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. Crazy times, man. Crazy times.
I know. But thank you for having me on. It's craziness.
Like I said, it's it'll be what it's going to be.
Wait a minute. Now I want to know, though. I want to know your question to you. What is the most unexpected thing for parenting for you?
I think the hardest part is realizing that they become what they're going to become regardless of what you do.
Oh,
in some ways,
tell me that.
You know, like they get their own personality. You can't make them see it your way. You can't, like, all you can do is talk to them. All you can do is have their ear and their trust. But like, it's going to be really hard to let them fuck up. But you know they have to. You know, like, you know they're going to have to learn the lesson themselves. You know, it's just like, damn, man, I could help you with this one. You don't have to learn the lesson, but okay. Like, you know, like I'll have that conversation with my daughter. I'll be like, do you want me to tell you or do you want to make the decision? She's like, I want to do it. I'm like, all right.
Oh my God. I don't.
And I don't want to be right. Like, I'd want her to challenge it and be like, what were you worried about? And be like, yeah, well, that's what happened to me. So
my child loves The Nightmare Before Christmas. Okay. And like, I'm like not like delicate, but I don't know, like I like symphonies and I like, you know, I mean, I like, okay. I did like Nirvana. Okay. I did, but that was probably as hard as it got. I guess his father showed him the Marilyn Manson's Night Before Christmas. Okay. My son will now like rock out like, la, 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 la. Like, I'm like, just like do all of the voices. And then he came, and then after like asking for Marlon Manson, not even Marilyn, he calls him Marlon Manson because he's 4. He's like, Mom, can you play the Corn song? I'm like, the Corn? What are you talking about? He's like, Corn. Nightmare Before Christmas, Corn. I'm like, are you saying corn? Because I know who Corn is.
With a K.
With a K. And
with a backwards K.
Yeah, with backwards. So I type it in. I've never, okay. All of a sudden, like, I'm like, oh my God. Like, and he's like, can you play Tiger Army? And I'm like, geez, Louise, you are 4. Like, time
for headphones.
Yeah. I'm like, I mean, wasn't ready, but yes, every day for his like reward bonus, he gets Marlon Manson's Nightmare Before Christmas revisited. There's a playlist we have, and he gets to like jam out.
You never know what they're going to like.
Yeah, man. Like I did not see that one coming. Did not think that would be the magnet for him. Hard rock. Not even like classic rock. Classic rock would have understood. He is like head banging material.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Oh man, it's so good to see you and so good to hang out with you.
Thanks for having me.
Let's see, you know, can always do it again. I'm literally like, I'm going to have conversations with people that are my friends.
That's great.
And if anybody wants to listen, I really don't give a rat's ass.
great.
But like, I really think podcasts are quite a great tool for conversation and make comics better comics.
Yeah, I can say that.
Because you're talking to comics and exploring ideas. Not that I can only talk to comics, but like just getting your ideas out. And we lost that window.
In my experience, comics have been fantastic podcast guests, but for the most part, just somebody who is willing to be open. Because comedians, we're open books. That's just, we laugh about all of our pain, which is why we're comedians. Yeah. But then, like, if you have someone who's just willing to be open and just talk, that's an excellent podcast guest. Anyone who is self-conscious about how they might appear, it will definitely show in the podcast.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. But
well, I had a lot of fun talking to you. Thanks. We got pretty dark sometimes, but
yeah. I know.
Life's
I think
crazy.
A lot of people are going to hate me after this. I might be blacklisted in Hollywood. I'm sorry, I didn't vote for President Obama. I didn't know it was going to matter to my career.
Well, voting in California, he was winning here anyway.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to plug or talk about? Are you going to do another run of shows maybe?
I might be able to continue a monthly run, COVID permitting. So we'll see. But follow me at Melanie B Comedy on Instagram, where you will see all of my show posters as well as my funny friends' faces on the show posters. And there's that. And we'll see how it goes. But for right now, I think I'm just gonna be doing a lot of writing, and then once we get the green light, let's get some live comedy back.
Excellent. Melanie Baldonado, everybody.
Thank you, Matt Neal.
Yes, I've got you under my skin. I've tried so not to give in. I said to myself, this affair ain't never gonna go too well. But why should I try to resist when, baby, I know too well that I've got you under my skin. I'd sacrifice anything come what might for the sake of having you near, in spite of a warning voice that rings in the nights, repeats and repeats in my ear. Don't you know, little fool, you ain't never gonna win. Use your mentality, wake up to reality. But each time I do, just the thought of you makes me stop just before I begin. Yes, I've got you under my skin. Hey there, you with the stars in your eyes. Love never made a fool of you. You used to be too wise. I said, now, hey there, you on that high-flying cloud. Though she won't throw a crumb to you, you think someday she'll come to you. Baby, better forget her, her with her nose in the air. She has you dancing on a string. Break it and she won't care. Won't you take this advice that I hand you like a brother? Or are you not seeing things too clear? Are you too much in love to hear? Is it all going